Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. Today with this video, I will cover all important points and formulas of chapter 6, that is electromagnetic induction. Different topics to be covered in this chapter are: first, what do you mean by electromagnetic induction, Faraday's law, induced EMF and current, Lenz's law, eddy current, last self-induction, self-mutual induction. Let us start with this chapter with chapter name electromagnetic induction. But before starting electromagnetic induction, you must know about magnetic flux. Magnetic flux is number of magnetic field lines crossing any surface normally. It is denoted by phi. And formula for this magnetic flux becomes phi equal to B dot A. And this B dot A becomes BA cos theta, where theta is the angle between this area vector and magnetic field. What do you mean by this area vector? Suppose this is a surface and this one is the area of this surface. So any vector which is perpendicular to this surface area is called area vector, right? And if suppose here magnetic field lines passing through like this one, so this is direction of magnetic field, and if area vector is normal to this surface, it means area vector is also in this direction. If both magnetic field and area vector are in the same line, then maximum field lines passing through a particular surface area. In that case, flux is maximum. It means if theta is 0, flux is maximum. Theta is 90 degree. It means angle between magnetic and area vector is 90 degree. Flux is minimum. For close integral, you can also write phi equal to integration of B dot dA BA cos theta. Right now, it is a scalar quantity. Dot product of two vector is always a scalar quantity. SI unit of magnetic flux is Weber. In CGS system, Maxwell. And dimension of this flux is m L to the power 2 T minus 2 A minus 1. Now, after discussing this magnetic flux, what is this electromagnetic induction? It is the phenomenon of production of EMF in a conductor due to a change in magnetic flux linked with the coil. Suppose there is a coil. If magnetic flux linked with that coil changes, then EMF is produced in that coil. The EMF so produced is called induced EMF, current so produced is called induced current. But how this EMF is induced in a conductor whenever there is change in magnetic flux linked with the coil. This was shown by, first explained by Faraday. In Faraday's experiment, there are a number of experiments done by Faraday. In all these experiments, Faraday found that whenever there is a relative motion between this magnet and this coil or conductor, an EMF is induced, and if circuit is closed, current is produced in the coil. How? Suppose this is a circular coil and this one is magnet, and magnet is moving towards this coil. You know, around this magnet, magnetic field lines are there. When this magnet is moving towards this coil, magnetic field lines passing through this coil, and magnetic field lines is changing means there is change in magnetic flux, and due to change in magnetic flux, what happens? This galvanometer shows some deflection due to change in magnetic flux, and this galvanometer shows some deflection. It means some current is flowing in this circular coil, right? So whenever there is a change in magnetic flux, EMF is induced and current is produced in the circuit. Again, in another case, if this magnet is at rest, so you know, around the magnet, magnetic field lines are there, so it passes through this circular coil, but it is at rest. There is no change in this magnetic flux, number of field lines. In that case, galvanometer shows zero deflection, no deflection. In this case, third one, magnet is moving away from this coil. Again, it is moving away, so magnetic field lines are decreasing, less number of field lines passing through this circular coil. It means again there is change in flux. Either flux is increasing or decreasing, but change is must. In this case also, galvanometer shows deflection. From these experiments, Faraday came to the conclusion that whenever there is a relative motion between magnet and coil, it means whenever there is a magnetic flux linked with the coil changes, EMF is induced in the coil, and hence if circuit is closed, current is produced in the coil. On the basis of his experiment, there are two laws of Faraday's. Faraday's first law and Faraday's second law. Faraday's first law is what? Whenever there is a change in magnetic flux linked with the circuit changes, and induced EMF is produced in the circuit, which lasts as long as the change in magnetic flux continues. It takes place till there is a change in magnetic flux. If there is no change in magnetic flux, that EMF becomes zero. So this is first law. And second law gives mathematical expression for how much EMF induced in the circuit whenever there is change in magnetic flux. And It states that the magnitude of induced EMF is directly proportional to rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the closed circuit. It means EMF is directly proportional to d phi by dt, rate of change of magnetic flux. How fast the flux changing in that circuit, that gives EMF induced in the circuit. You then remove this proportional content, you get E equal to minus d phi by dt. Why this negative sign is there? Negative sign shows that current induced the circuit always flows in such a direction so it opposes the cause which produces this. Who produces this EMF for current? Change in magnetic flux. So direction of this EMF is such that it opposes the change in magnetic flux, produces this one, it opposes this cause which produces this. Who produces it? Change in magnetic flux. So also direction of change in magnetic flux and induced EMF are opposite to each other. If in case of a closed circular coil having n turns, then EMF induced in the coil becomes equal to minus n d phi by dt. The induced EMF can be increased or decreased by increasing the number of turns of a coil. The flux can be varied by changing any one of more of the terms B A theta, because flux is what? Flux is B dot A. It means B A cos theta. So this flux may be changed by changing B magnetic field, area vector, and also angle between this B and A. In this way we can change the magnetic field, and whenever there is change in magnetic field, what happens? EMF is induced and current is produced in the circuit. Then next, Lenz's law. Lenz's law, what do you mean by this Lenz's law? Lenz's law gives direction of EMF induced in the circuit, and according to this law, the direction of induced EMF or current in the circuit is such that it opposes the cause which produces it. Who produces it? It opposes the change in magnetic flux, because magnetic flux produces that current or induced EMF. So that E equal to minus n d phi by dt, any number of turns in the coil. Lenz's law is based on energy conservation, right? No need to prove this one, just it is based on energy conservation. After this, motional EMF or electromotive force. What do you mean by this motional EMF? Motional EMF is nothing but EMF due to the motion of this conductor. Suppose this is a conductor and this end is movable. If this end is moving, then area of this enclosed loop is changing, and due to change in area, EMF is induced in the circuit due to change in flux. So EMF induced due to linear motion of a conducting rod in a uniform magnetic field is called motional EMF. Motional means it is produced due to motion of the conductor when it is placed in a uniform magnetic field. Field is here uniform or constant and inward. So in this field, when the rod is moving, an EMF is induced, and that induced EMF is called motional EMF. E equal to L dot V cross B, or you can write where if all E, V, B are all three are perpendicular to each other. V is velocity of the conductor. Suppose conductor is moving in this direction. L is this length of the conductor, right? And B is magnetic field. So whenever all three are mutually perpendicular to each other, it becomes E equal to BVL. This is the formula for motional EMF. Its direction is given by Fleming's right hand rule, which is used to find direction of induced EMF set in the conductor. Now you remember these two formulas, must revise it. Induced EMF due to rotation of a conducting rod in a uniform magnetic field. In that case, due to rotation of a conducting rod, also here it is in linear motion, and when the rod rotates in a uniform magnetic field, EMF induced in the coil is given by E equal to half B omega L square. Omega is angular frequency, equal to B pi n, L square equal to B n. All these formulas you have to remember, where n is the frequency of rotation of the conducting rod. Again, induced EMF due to rotation of a metallic disc. If a metallic disc is placed in a uniform magnetic field, it is rotating, then induced EMF is given by half B omega R square, B pi R square equal to B A n. Then next, eddy current. What do you mean by this eddy current? Eddy current is nothing but when a conductor is moved in a magnetic field. Suppose there are north and south poles, conductor is there, north and south pole, magnetic field is inside this one. Whenever a conductor is moved in this magnetic field, induced currents are generated in the whole volume of the conductor in the form of eddies, like eddies in water. So that's why these are called eddy currents. There are different applications of these conductors. You must revise these things right now. Just remember what are different applications of eddy current. And the first one is electromagnetic damping, second induction furnace, third one is magnetic braking in trains, electric motor, power meters. All these are different things where eddy currents applications are used, right? Now after this, Two topics are left: self-induction and mutual induction. What do you mean by this self-induction? The phenomenon in which an induced EMF is produced by changing the current in a coil itself. Suppose this is a current carrying coil. If current is changing in this coil, then what happens due to change in current? Around the current carrying coil, magnetic field lines are there. Due to change in current, magnetic field lines, it means magnetic flux is changing, and due to change in magnetic flux, EMF is induced in this circuit, and if circuit is closed, current is produced in the circuit. Here, what happens? Current is increasing in this circuit. Suppose I current is flowing through this coil and current is increasing. It means magnetic flux passing through this coil is increasing, and due to change in magnetic flux, EMF and current is induced. What is direction of that induced EMF? Direction is such that it opposes the cause which produces it. Who produces it? Increase in magnetic flux. It means it tries to decrease the magnetic flux. Magnetic flux decrease only when induced current is opposite to the direction of this one. So this is direction of induced current, right? It means induced current opposes the growing current. You must remember this one. If current is decreasing, suppose current is flowing through this coil, and if current is decreasing, due to decrease in current, magnetic flux is changing, decrease in magnetic flux, and EMF is induced. So it tries to increase the magnetic flux linked with the coil. How it increases the magnetic flux? Direction of induced current is such that it supports the incoming current. Here induced current is same direction as that of the incoming current. So induced current opposes the growing current, and induced current what? Supports the decreasing current. You must remember these 2 points. So here in one coil, current is changing, in the same coil, current is produced. This phenomenon is called self-induction, coefficient of self-induction. If this I is the current flowing through a coil and phi is the amount of flux linked with this coil. So this phi is directly proportional to I, or phi equal to Li. L is called constant of proportion, called coefficient of self-inductance or coefficient of self-induction. Self-inductance you can say, right? So self-inductance of a coil, if you put here I equal to 1, then phi equal to L. It means self-inductance of a coil is numerically equal to magnetic flux linked with the coil when a unit current flows through it, right? Hope it's clear to all of you. Also you know E equal to minus d phi by dt. So if you put the value of phi here, phi is what? Li. So E equal to L dl I dl by dt, and from here you get L equal to E by di by dt. Here again, if di by dt is 1, then L equal to E. So self-inductance of a coil is numerically equal to EMF induced in the coil when rate of change of current here is what? Through this coil is unity. SI unit of this self-inductance is equal to Henry, and its dimensional formula is mL to the power 2 t minus 2 a minus 2, right? So these are about self-inductance. Now you must remember this formula also, self-inductance of a long solenoid. Suppose there is a long solenoid of some length L and current I is flowing through this coil, and A is the area of this solenoid. Then what is the self-inductance of this long solenoid having length L? N is number of turns per unit length of a cross-sectional area A. So this N is N by L, and this capital N is what? Total number of turns in this solenoid. So self-inductance becomes L equal to mu naught N square IA, or you can write in terms of capital N. You put N by L, so mu naught N square A by L. This is the formula for self-inductance of a long solenoid. Small n is the number of turns per unit length, and capital N is total number of turns. Now, after this one, mutual induction. Here there are two coils. In one coil, current is changing, right? And due to change in current in one coil, here magnetic flux is changing, and this magnetic field lines also passing through this neighboring coil in which no current is flowing. So whenever there is a change in magnetic flux in first coil, it also changes in the second coil, and due to change in magnetic flux in the second coil due to current in the first coil, EMF is induced in the second coil, right? And current is produced in the second coil. So here current is induced, but it is mutual induction, not self-induction. On changing current in one coil, this first one, I1 is changing, the magnetic flux linked with the second coil changes, and induced EMF is produced in this second coil E2. Then this phenomenon is called mutual induction. Here phi 2 is magnetic flux linked with the second coil is directly proportional to current in the first coil. Phi 2 equal to my1, m is phi 2 by I1. This m is called coefficient of mutual induction or mutual inductance, right? Mutual induction or mutual inductance. Okay, so you can define mutual inductance from here also. M is phi 2 by I1, phi is flux in second coil, I is current in first coil. What happens if I is 1, then M is equal to phi. So you can define coefficient of mutual induction or mutual induction of two coils is numerically equal to amount of this magnetic flux linked with one coil when unit amount of current flows through the neighboring coil. SI unit of this mutual inductance is also Henry. And you can also write this M in terms of EMF also. You know, EMF induced in second coil is what? Minus d phi 2 by dt, and phi is what? M di1 right now. So M di1 by dt, and from here it becomes M equal to E2 by di1 by dt. If here di1 by dt is 1, so you can define this mutual inductance here also M equal to E. Coefficient of mutual inductance is numerically equal to EMF induced in the coil when rate of change of current in the first coil is unity. You can define this way also. M equal to E2 by this one and M equal to phi 2 by I1. Now there are different factors on which this mutual inductance of a pair of coil depends. Geometry of the two coils such as shape, size, number of turns and nature of material, also related parallel placement or orientation of the two coils. Now you must remember this formula. What is the formula for mutual inductance of two coaxial solenoids? Suppose there are two solenoids S1 and S2. One solenoid is placed inside the other solenoid. If current is changing in one solenoid, then you know inside the solenoid magnetic field is produced. Its value is B equal to, inside the solenoid magnetic field is what? B equal to mu naught Ni. And due to this magnetic field is changing, current is changing, magnetic flux is changing. Also magnetic flux is changing in the second solenoid, and due to this mutual inductance is there. So mutual inductance of two coaxial solenoids is given by M equal to mu naught N1 N2 A by L. L is length of the solenoid, A is area of cross section of the solenoid, N1 is total number of turns in first solenoid, N2 is total number of turns in second solenoid, mu naught is permeability of free space. So formula for this mutual inductance of two coaxial solenoids is M equal to mu naught N1 N2 by A by L. So you must remember this formula also. Also two formulas are there. First, in energy stored in an inductor, it is given by half Li square, and magnetic energy density is given by B square by twice mu naught. You must remember these two formula. So I have covered all important topics and formulas of this chapter. Actually this chapter is very small. So students, with this I am going to end my class. Hope you like this quick revision series of class 12. Okay students, so keep revising, stay tuned with this channel. Thank you.